Hello and welcome to the Dragon Den. I'm KingofDragons 5000 and today I have another action figure review. Today I'll be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Princess Leia. As we get Princess Leia out of the packaging, Hasbro's done an amazing job updating this brand new figure. Where that original Leia was quite questionable with several releases, they finally nailed the look for Princess Leia. Princess Leia is going to come with her hood down as well as a hood over her head. Also included is going to be her Defender pistol as well as an E11 blaster. As we take a closer look at Princess Leia, you can see that Hasbro has done an amazing job here. Where that original Leia had her dress completely made out of fabric, this Princess Leia has her dress made out of plastic. As we take a look at the head sculpt, I am happy to report that this is probably the best New Hope Leia sculpt that we've seen out of Hasbro. It has a great likeness to Carrie Fisher from every angle, and the photoreal just brings out all that impressive sculpt work. And the sculpt work on her iconic side buns looks very good and the paint job is very clean. As we take a look at her outfit, Princess Leia is wearing her white dress, which is sculpted very nicely. The dress is going to be made out of a softer plastic and is an overlay going over a plastic body on the inside. The sculpt work on the dress is very good and it mimics what we saw in the movie almost perfectly. And the down hood on the back of her dress does look very good as the sculpt work is very clean. Her arms are going to be sculpted very nicely where we have these impressive folds and wrinkles from the shoulder going all the way down to the cuffs. Her sleeves have a very natural feel to them, especially when you bend the elbow, and I really do like the fact that they gave her two different hands. Although it is a little hard to see, Princess Leia is wearing a white belt with silver buckles. This belt is actually going to be sculpted to the bottom part of her dress, which is done in a softer plastic. However, because it is made of plastic and not a fabric material, it will hinder a lot of articulation on Princess Leia. But the details on her dress are done very well as it sits very naturally. Princess Leia is going to be using the old legs, which have the old articulation with the thigh swivel and the double jointed knees. Unlike the previous figure that had her legs cast in flesh tone, these legs are cast entirely in white. Even her boots are done in white, although they do have a lot of nice sculpted detail. It's very hard to make out as they does blend in with the rest of her legs. But the bottom of her boots, you can see those light gray soles. As Princess Leia is going to be cast mostly in white, the only paint we really have is at her belt and her face. And the face paint on this version of Princess Leia is the best we've seen out of Hasbro, and I really do like the way it came out. So with the minor paint and sculpted details out of the way, let's compare Princess Leia to our usual suspects. As she is part of the Black Series line, Princess Leia is going to be much smaller than domestic toy lines. And she is going to be rather small even compared to true 1/12 scale, but it does fit in nicely with the rest of your Star Wars collection. Princess Leia will have a double ball joint in the head and a ball joint in the neck. Butterfly joints in her shoulders. Arms swing out to the side and do a full 360. She will have a hinge and swivel at her elbow. She has a hinge and swivel at her wrist. Princess Leia will have a ball joint in her lower torso. Legs do kick forward, go back, out to the side, and have a thigh swivel. She will have double bend in the knees, a hinge in the ankle and forward-facing pin. Like with all the previous figures, Princess Leia was in dire need of an updated figure. The original figure was kind of rough, especially with the face paint, and I really wasn't a fan of the soft goods dress. Although it did afford for a lot of movement in her lower torso, it didn't really sit right and you really couldn't access the hood. Although the sculpted dress does look nice on Princess Leia, you are going to get a traffic cone with her, as the dress really doesn't get out of the way for dynamic posing. However, it does sit much more naturally, as it's sculpted to fit the figure perfectly. And I really do like the fact they sculpted the sleeves in a way where it looks natural, whether she has her arms down to her side or her arms pointing forward. The inclusion of her blasters are very nice, as I really do like the E11 and her Defender pistol. And the inclusion of 2 hoods is very welcome, as it gives us some display options with Princess Leia. So overall, a great update to a classic character, and I really like the work Hasbro put into this figure. At the time I'm making this video, Princess Leia is starting to hit store shelves, and I did pick up mine from Amazon. Fans of A New Hope are going to want to have this figure in your collection, as it is a very good update to Princess Leia. As we've already had a look at the other characters from A New Hope, it was only natural to get the updated Princess Leia. So with that being said, thank you for watching another video here on the Dragon Den, but before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and check out the rest of my Star Wars videos. If you're in a position to help out the Dragon Den, check out my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and early access videos. Check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, videos, recent pickups, latest prints, and as always, ring that bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, my loyal Dragonites coming from the Dragon Den, I'm King of Dragons 5000 reminding you to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. I'll see you next time.